This guy is going to be the best player to come out of Miami in this draft. And no, I'm not talking about Ruben Bain. Draft miss day number 4. We'll ignore the fact that I'm wearing the same outfit as yesterday. Nonetheless, 25 prospects to cover between now and the NFL draft. And today, going to the defensive side of the ball, Akheem Mesidor out of Miami. Dude is a sack machine. When you talk about the year that Miami had, generally speaking, most people talk about Ruben Bain. And I get it, but Akheem Mesidor was the unsung hero of that team. I mean, just first of all, the way he puts pressure on the quarterback is absolutely insane. The way that he can shed blocks on the inside and the outside, and just the overall hunger he has to get in the backfield. That's very, very impressive. The man sacked Fernando Mendoza twice in the national championship game. Let's not forget about that. Let's talk about the block shedding, see what his abilities are. I mean, first of all, you see clips like this. He just has this really great swim move that it screams like pro, right? Certain players you look at and you're like, okay, cool, the athleticism's there, but is their technique good? Akheem Mesidor has technique down, for sure. There are finesse defensive linemen, and then there are people like Akheem Mesidor who are just like, I'm here to eat people. That's my job. Hello, my name's Akheem Mesidor, and I approve this message. Literally what he does. Again, getting into the backfield is something that every team needs. When you're the Carolina Panthers, you look at your defensive line, you say Derek Brown, Nick Scorton, guaranteed those are 2 of the 3, right? Akheem Mesidor could easily be your 3rd in this situation. You have 2 dual sack threats on either side, on top of Jalen Phillips. This could be a formidable front 7 in Carolina. That said, seems like that Dan Morgan and Dave Canales might be thinking more of the weapons of sorts, or like, more of just like, hey, we're not looking for depth here. And I don't think Akheem Mesidor is a depth piece, but I think with the way that the Panthers are looking right now and what they're looking at with the draft, he would end up being so. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he goes to the Panthers. That said, I hate that I keep on putting this as an in-division situation. He could end up looking really good in Tampa Bay or look really good in New Orleans. or and again, there's plenty of options. He could also look really good out there in Detroit. This is a guy who, again, a lot of people are liking the way he looks. I think there's a lot of teams that could use him. When I look at him as in his ceiling, looking at guys like Jonathan Grenard are absolutely examples I think of. He's definitely somebody who, again, if you need 10 plus sacks on your team, he'll be able to do it. Here's the downside. By the time he hits the league, he will be 25. And you're going to be investing in a guy who, again, is not going to give you double-digit years in the league. Now, again, it's the NFL, right? You can't guarantee double-digit years at any position. But if you're going to spend a first-round pick on somebody, you got to consider that. I mean, and here's the thing. The Saints have proven before they're not afraid to draft a geriatric man at any position. Looking at you, Tyler Shuck. I'm kidding. Also, Tyler Shuck had a fantastic year. Not as good as T-Mac, but he had a fantastic year. Nonetheless, I think Akheem Mesidor is a great weapon. And honestly, when push comes to shove and you look at the draft in general and you look at who was the best player off of that Hurricanes team that went in the draft, I don't know if Ruben Bain's ahead of Akheem Mesidor. And he'll go higher. And if he drops down, that could be one of the biggest drops in the draft. But, everybody looked at his hand size and the way he played, or the way his combine went. And a lot of people were like, you know what? Like, Akheem Mesidor might be the better option. Even though Akheem Mesidor didn't work out at the combine, really. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I think he's one of the more polarizing situations defensively. As time goes on, as I hear more from Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, I don't know if he ends up being a Panther. I think they might go more secondary for that. And we'll have to talk about that guy tomorrow because he is a fantastic, fantastic option. Will he drop to the Panthers? I don't know. But it seems to be those Oregon guys. Will they drop to the Panthers? We don't know. Thanks so much for hanging out. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, check everything else out. Draftmas, we're here from now until the draft and even more beyond that, covering football, covering sports right here on this channel. Appreciate y'all hanging out. And yeah, man, let's get into it.